Bail has been set at $300,000 for Nathan Chasing Horse, the alleged cult leader facing charges in Nevada, British Columbia, and possibly Alberta. The former Dances with Wolves actor is being accused of sexually abusing Indigenous girls and women for decades. Prosecutors wanted bail set at $2 million, arguing Chasing Horse is a danger to the community and a flight risk, adding that he was still actively grooming potential victims. Police in an Alberta First Nation say they have spoken to alleged victims in their community, and more charges are expected.
Of 14 and was terrorized for years at the hands of Dances with Wolves actor Nathan Chasing Horse. 8 News Now investigator Vanessa Murphy has been breaking stories about the alleged sexual predator, and tonight the woman whose story busted open several investigations is sitting down with Vanessa first, and we do want to warn you, the details in this report are of a sensitive nature.
My name is Coretta Leone.
She is no longer Coretta Chasing Horse.
I'm one of the victims.
No longer one of Nathan Chasing Horse's wives.
That was my life. That was my life. And he took it from me.
This is when the now 25-year-old woman first met him at 6 years old, while her family was going through a tough time. He welcomed her and her mother with open arms.
I remember him walking in, and the way he filled up the door frame, and I remember thinking, I remember being in awe of him.
Chasing Horse is an actor mostly known for his role in Dances with Wolves. He's been traveling throughout the United States and Canada for at least 2 decades for Native ceremonies and powwows. He also claims he's a medicine man and spiritual leader.
He has this way of just making you feel like you're the most important person in the room when he talks to you.
She says he became a father figure, but when she turned 14, that changed.
It's not okay. And what happened there was rape, and there's no other label to put on it.
She says when she had gone to Chasing Horse to help heal her mother who was sick, he took her into a closet at his home for a private talk.
He said, okay, well, the spirits are going to come, and we're going to ask them and see what they say.
He said her purity,
I knew he meant my virginity,
would be the price.
And he said, well, it's that where she doesn't get help. That's the last pure thing of you. That's the last good thing of you.
She says she wanted to save her mother.
So he had me take off my maxi dress and lay it under me. And it happened.
She says he also gave her a pill, which she later figured out was Plan B. And the sexual assault continued.
It happened every night for at least a month until I was able to go back home with my mom. And then her ceremony finally happened.
Did you tell anyone, or?
He said I couldn't. He said that it's a sacred secret between me and the grandfathers, and if I told, it would make her help go away.
At 14, she says he privately made her a wife. At 16, he asked her mother, who was also part of his alleged cult known as the Circle, and her mom felt it was an honor. At 18, she says she moved in as his 7th wife, and physical and verbal abuse escalated. She says he controlled where she went, who she talked to, and she recalls moments like these.
There would be several times where I would wake up and he would be sitting on my bed waiting for me to wake up to start hitting me again. He would take me to those hotels and blindfold me and leave me in there and imply other men would come in, and I never knew who they were. I tried to kill myself. I didn't see another way out because to me, leaving was never an option because of my mom. What would happen if I left?
Coretta says she finally did escape in late 2021, and she eventually made this Facebook post revealing her experience. It led to an investigation by Las Vegas Metro Police, who raided his North Las Vegas home and arrested him in late January. He was indicted on 19 counts, including sex crimes against Coretta and another woman.
To be able to say to my 14-year-old self that something's being done, even if there's no guarantee, but that he was arrested, that he was in custody, that he had to at least present reasons why. He has to defend himself against what happened with you.
Chasing Horse's supporters are showing up in court, including his remaining wives and men referred to as his helpers. While Coretta says she has concerns about her safety, she still faced her alleged abuser.
He's evil, he is manipulative, and he is a narcissist. And he knowingly does what he does, and he doesn't have any remorse for it.
For him in Montana and Canada. He also has previously been banned from several native reservations. Despite allegations being made against him multiple times before, it appears he was never arrested until now.
He was in the public eye, and everyone knew and said nothing.
Several other women have reached out to me to say they've also been victims of Nathan Chasing Horse, or they know other victims. And many of the stories seem similar, targeted during an especially vulnerable time in their lives, manipulated through spirituality. But there's a fear in coming forward. Coretta says she's sharing her story with us to help inspire others to come out of the shadows.
I want to encourage them to not be afraid, because this is bigger, and this is more than just what happened to us. and that this could be helping other little girls.
Nathan Chasinghorse invoked his right to a speedy trial, which is set for May 1st. Karenna says she continues to try to cope with the trauma and repair both the mental and physical wounds from the man she once believed she loved.
While I have the dark moments, and I do struggle with it, at the end of the day, my unhappiest day out is still better than my happiest day in there.
Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Nathan Chasinghorse traveled to communities across North America as a spiritual leader, holding healing ceremonies, sweat lodges, and sun dances. It's a position of trust that many women say he betrayed, women like Nicole Big Crow. She says Chasinghorse offered to drive her to a ceremony in Tsuut'ina Nation outside Calgary, but sexually assaulted her on a remote trail instead. It was 2008.
I didn't know how to say no, I didn't know how to stop it, I just...
And you were 15?
I was only 15, yeah.
She says he assaulted her twice more. She went to Tsuut'ina Police in 2009. She says she was told there wasn't enough evidence to lay charges.
How did that make you feel?
Just defeated, I guess. Like, felt more ashamed, if anything.
The Fifth Estate has learned of 4 women in Tsuut'ina who say they were sexually assaulted by Chasinghorse. All were teenagers at the time. Our investigation led us to Talatatusis in Saskatchewan. She filed a sexual assault complaint against Chasinghorse with the police in 2015. She says the police never got back to her.
Why didn't people stop it? Why didn't people say anything? Why people spoke out? People said he was a rapist. We told our story. We weren't believed. Why weren't we believed?
The RCMP in Carameos, BC also received a complaint about Chasinghorse in 2018. So why did it take an investigation by police in Las Vegas to arrest him years later?
When it's a he said, she said type situation, and there's no other corroborating evidence, sometimes police investigators are hesitant to pursue a charge with the Crown. So,
But you realize the possible impact of that.
100%. And certainly I don't condone that, but I'm just offering you perhaps a reason for why that might have happened.
Chasinghorse is in custody in Las Vegas. He pleaded not guilty to the 18 charges against him and has appealed to have the case against him dismissed. But after his arrest there, he now faces 1 charge in BC and multiple charges in Alberta. Mark Kelly, CBC News in Tsuut'ina Nation.
From our 8 News Now investigators, Nathan Chasinghorse still trying to get the charges against him dropped. The former Dances with Wolves actor is accused of sexually abusing 2 women here in Clark County, one of them when she was underage. He is charged with 18 counts. For a 3rd time now, he's appealing to the Nevada Supreme Court before his case even goes to trial. The Las Vegas case is the first of several he will face here in the U.S. as well as in Canada. Our 8 News Now investigators have been following this very closely for the past year. Head to 8newsnow.com to learn more.